I feel like I have a low grade and a constant nervous feeling. My sleep has been bad. Not sure what is causing what. I have tried various things. Not sure what's up. Just irritating. A perfect example of unexamined life. I receive such messages from the same person after a period of minimum 1 or 2 weeks. Unexamined life. A perfect example of delusion. We are going little deeper. Better to live for the highest goal in life rather than having many small goals and getting worried every day. Does that make a sense? Chase the highest goal, come whatever it takes. But there are people who keep a big signboard: I will not change. So this is unexamined life. I will not change. They keep a very big signboard. Their desires, their pleasures, their frustration, their wrong notions. They feel as if it is a big thing, I'm sad, I'm sad. I'm sad. Really, you're sad? You see, unexamined life. We're going little deeper and deeper. So there is one group of people who have a golden chain. Golden chain in life means all kinds of pleasure, and I am holding on to the pleasure. Wake up in the morning, let me have a coffee, and then let me have no cappuccino, unnecessary. Golden chain. And I'm able to afford it. So why not I have it? And then others have an iron chain. They are blaming and complaining. I feel like I have a low grade, constant nervous feeling. I did not tell her, but these thoughts she has been repeating over the last 1 year. After every week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. My mind starts thinking, how come I'm so happy? Let me create some wrong notion. I can tell you this is what the very subtler level of delusion. I'm obsessed with the pleasure, or I'm worried about the fear, pain, and I'm easy. Oh, yes, day before yesterday, young guy, I'm full of fear and I'm very concerned. I said, what happened? I heard, that is why I don't hear the news, but I overheard that some gang leaders are crossing the border and they are coming to Phoenix. Do you see that? Unexamined life. One is addicted to pleasure and other is addicted to sadness. Why I am sad? You see that? Do you? Can I repeat it again? I feel like I have a low grade and constant nervous feeling. Examine it. Don't put a signboard. I will not change. Now you all are seekers, so I have to go a little deeper. My sleep has been bad. Then what? Not sure what is causing what? Unexamined life. Not sure what is causing what. I didn't laugh to her, because you know what is going to happen. I will lose my. But I'm telling you, that is, I crisscross. You know, these, I have tried various things, not sure what's up. Practice meditation, examine your life, get rid of it. Every day we have one or the other concern, and this has become a habit of our life. What we say? Modern life, modern life, golden chain. This is, our master says, it is a foolishness. Unexamined life, living on an autopilot. It means I do not know, still I claim I know. So she insisted me, but everything is good, what you talk is really worth appreciating. But don't you see that I'm sad? So I don't want to change my signboard. I have a signboard. I will not change. Don't change. Don't change. My profession will continue. So, I want you to change from today. This is what the unexamined life. And now you see that, have you observed the words and the phrases? That is the sign of a scattered mind. So, unexamined life, you have a scattered mind. Distracted, disjointed, lacking mental clarity. Why? I follow impulsive and the habitual nature. Animals can continue until death with their nature. We do not have a luxury to do that. If you do not change, these thoughts will continue to enter into your head. Now we have started talking of, we are pointing to the awakening. I have a hatred against you, and I cannot continue like that. If I continue, I express in my thought, speech, and action, then it causes further pain in the duality. This is all the examples of the first is the unexamined life, and the second is the scattered mind. When the mind is scattered, it picks up anything. Oh, you made me sad. Unnecessary. You made me sad. No, I didn't have a coffee, that's why I'm sad. My son is not listening to me. How many times he is listening to you? So we have a signboard. I will not change. Do whatever you want to do. I understand you, what you are saying. She told me, I love you, I like you. You always say good things. Why you have bad things now? You have to guard yourself against these thoughts and feelings. It is, again, I'm saying unexamined life, scattered. Now you have a scattered mind. So what happens with a scattered mind? You pick up a particular thought which is addictive. Oh, my mood is not good. So I cling to this thought with a sense of emotion. I gasp desperately to temporary things in my life. And your smile is lost. So the third factor, do you remember? Third factor is attachment or detachment. Now, unconsciously, impulsively, habitually, I have a flair, liking for the sadness. Very serious, very dangerous movement of the mind. And this dangerous movement of the mind causes the attachment. I like yellow. You like red. I don't have any reason for yellow or red. So that liking and disliking, Again, remember this liking and disliking, attachment and detachment is caused by the previous two factors, unexamined life and the scattered mind. Mind is scattered means lacking mental clarity. Still, I insist on it. I don't know why I'm sad. You should know why you are sad. Why should I tell you? You all are secret. That's why I'm saying this. But not to everyone, I said, okay, you are sad, then I will take your sadness. Who the hell I am to take your sadness? So this is what a specific habit, I'm addicted to it. Please get rid of this addiction. Get rid of this. It is something like, because I'm driving, I cannot stop on the road. So I cling to it. I keep on doing it. But where I'm driving, I don't know. Where I'm driving my life, I don't know. I don't know. So what is this driving? No, I don't like her. Finished. Now I stick to it. How many times our mind has repeated these thoughts associated with an emotion that proves that I have a signboard on my chest, I will not change. And then comes the fourth factor, because now I have an emotional dependence. I have a false foundations, and the false foundation in our life fails us. I bash my inner peace on outer circumstances. That is emotional dependence. That I dependent on outer circumstances. If they change, I will feel happy. Then I will smile. Otherwise, no. So that is what the emotional dependence is. So in that sense of emotional dependence, I lose control. I lose objectivity. What is losing control? Is losing objectivity. I'm giving these words into your head so that the moment you have some sense of emotional dependence, to start searching why I have lost objectivity. Mind has nothing to do with except thinking. And it keeps on thinking based on the previous three factors, and then you have an emotional dependence. Otherwise, emotional dependence does not exist at all. Let the modern psychology say anything. Sorry, Kristen. So, it depends on these factors. I depend on a situation, I depend on a condition, I depend on a person, I depend on a particular thing because of thoughts, because of feelings, because of emotions. Do you depend on coffee? Very good. Get rid of the thought and feeling associated with the coffee. Let me say whether you are dependent. Do you see that? Do you see the point? That is the beauty of the East and West. The more you study, the more you contemplate and reflect, and you see, oh, this is how the masters have arrived at their conclusion. And the life becomes so beautiful. It is not because you have lot, it is not because you don't have. They are the outer situations. I have a friend from Austria, so he was here with me for 2 weeks. 2018 he came. I had a very small rented house. I think Christina has come there. So then I had another house, so there also he came in New Jersey. Now I have this house, so he has also come. So he was saying that house has changed, but you didn't change. I said, why should I change? He's very close. He has been with me for the last 15 years. So every year he makes a trip to learn. So that is what the emotional freedom is. And once you have these four factors, the selfishness, that ego is not going to go anywhere. That I thought is not going anywhere. That ego ignores what is permanent, what is right and good. It takes our fragile lives for granted. It blinds us. Ego is selfishness. So now, once the ego has taken over, you have many rationalized thoughts based on the unexamined life, scattered mind, attachment, and emotional dependence. Then what happens? Your intellect is not able to see what is right and good. And that is why I'm repeating again. What is that? What she wrote? I feel like I have a low grade, constant nervous feeling. My sleep has been bad. Not sure what is causing what. I have tried various things. Not sure what is up. Just irritating. One thing is sure, my friends, if you can irritate yourself, you can irritate everyone. you are alone. You have irritated yourself, so you can irritate everyone. So you have to be very careful to those people who says, I woke up in the morning and I got irritated. Was there anyone? No, there was none. Be very careful with those people. Keep a distance. I believe you're getting it. So this is what results into an intellectual paralysis. This is what I say. My intellect is paralyzed. I don't see. I don't see. Rigid views I have. Why don't you understand? I'm sad, Be sad, Should I bring you anything to be more sad? I'm irritated. Give me a space. In every space, you will be irritated. You have not examined your life. We use the word, Oh, give me a space, I'm damn irritated. Don't disturb me. Who the hell am to disturb you? You are already disturbed. Are you getting it? I believe so. So what happens with the intellectual paralysis? Then you start chasing the desires, same desires. You go back to the first factor because you have scattered mind. It picks up the thought. That is what she wrote. I just examined before you that when someone writes, so I examine like this, and then I write something. I wait. So the changing desire after paralysis, I claim I think, but my thinking keeps changing desires and repeat the full circle of foolishness. And I give you some expressions that I receive. Mr. Jha, it was a terrible marriage. When you got married 20 years ago, I lost, my honey. When? 15 years ago. Think, 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 think. And all these seven factors is known as the world is suffering. World is suffering. World is suffering. So I created the world in which I live, think, and speak and act, and I am suffering. Only remedy is the satsang, the second group I told you. consistent listening and learning, and every day, every week, every hour, every minute, you keep on, you just maintain your awareness. Oh, yes, now during the last week, I did not have even a single event or incident to be sad. Then examine it. What is that state? That is a reflection of the real self. Well, real self has not gone anywhere. Real self is always with you. It will always remain with you. Oh, the entire week passed. My goodness. You had a lot of challenges. You may have challenges of the body, and the mind says, yes, body has to undergo these challenges. It will have cold and cough and aging process and gray beard and hair pain in the knee. But you are different. You are separate. You are above. You live in higher awareness. Don't think that awakened do not have physical problems. Body is constantly changing. It will have it, but it is minimized. That is the life Eastern wisdom aspires for us. I have a habit, you can try that habit, that after doing the meditation, I say, oh, today I have half an hour time. So I said, I'm not doing anything for you. Not thinking. Just you sit on a lazy chair. It is better to sit. If you lie down, you will fall into sleep. So just sit. Sometimes I sit on the chair, so I'm look everything, but I said, okay, I will not entertain any thought. Any thought comes, I say, very good. Within few minutes, your mind becomes empty. When you do not entertain what we have been entertaining, the world is suffering these 7 factors we have been entertaining, and we start our journey of the day. Are you getting it? I believe so. So you have to check. Whole week passed without any thought causing me sadness, and then you have a wrong question. I don't know what is up to. Who is up to? You. How? 7 factors. So I have a golden chain, which I think, I have everything, but I have written on my chest, I will not change. No, I understand you. I know. You have been helping me. It's a very serious, deeper level of ignorance that we have to get rid of it. So the master says, now the new verse, master says, what the master says? You have to sing each and every verse of the Gita. Gita is the great text which contains the 700 verses. Why you have to sing? We all are bathroom singers. What do you sing? So these 700 verses gives you a more pragmatic approach in your life. The journey of the Gita. So here we are understanding the world is suffering. And that is why I am suffering. The Gita says you are not worthy of suffering. It proves. What it proves, you are not worthy of suffering. Can you imagine? Can you think of it? Only when you are a seeker, then you can really appreciate what the master is saying. I'm not worthy of suffering. What you are talking about? Until now, I have realized that how I am suffering. What are the causes of the suffering? The world is suffering. I have created the world. And every day I have some sadness and anxiety and duality and a conflict and a hatred and obsession. And now you are saying that you are not worthy of suffering. Gita further goes. We are going to learn that. Gita further goes ahead and it says suffering does not exist. Only a seeker can grasp that. Suffering does not exist. So that Gita, it has 18 chapters. The first 6 chapters, it only talks about who I am. What is false self? What is the real self? First 6 chapters. It goes very deep into our psyche. It gives us a very clear understanding. The next 6 chapters, it talks about, oh, you talk about God. Let us understand what is God, what is Supreme Consciousness. How this Supreme Consciousness is related to the individual self. The third 6 chapters is an integration. That whether this real self is different from the God or the Supreme Consciousness or not. Not only it gives you that clear understanding, but it also helps you to reach to that state of realization. That is why the master says, keep on singing each and every verse. So it means what? Singing. I know the song very well. So when I'm sad, singing starts. Sadness goes away. Because there is a level of awareness, and that awareness takes up. Mind, you are sad, you remain sad. Who cares you? You have separated yourself from the mind, you have separated yourself from the ignorance, and you reach to that state. That is why the Gita is adored and respected. Gita summarizes all the 5,000 texts together. It's a challenging. Only a seeker can grasp that teaching. It gives an answer to each and every challenges of life, of relationship. It talks about relationship. It talks about individual consciousness. It talks about supreme consciousness. But first chapter says, first it explains that here are the causes of the suffering. And then it explores deeper, and then it says, are you worthy of suffering? And it leads you to understand. Oh, then you say that your mind comes out, your intellect comes out with, oh, it means I'm not worthy of suffering in my life. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. So in this verse, the master points out that now the time has come. Giyam Gita Nam Sahasram. And what exactly is the Gita? The same teachings are there in a different way, in a different perspective, at a higher level. So until we reach to that state of the awakening, you will see that throughout every day, every hour, weeks after weeks, months after months, your body has changed. Your body offered the discomfort. Your relations said you are crazy, but internally there is a sense of equanimity which is not at all disturbed. That is what Gita teaches us. So that is why I thought better two examples. So what happens? You reach to a state where you say, oh, let me drop this suffering experienced by the mind because of ignorance caused by the delusion. You have this statement. So that statement is sung differently at a very subtler level. And then you see the inner transformation takes place. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed, and place. You all are seekers, so I'm not explaining. Place, awareness, surrounding awareness, position, yes, and the posture, being comfortable, being comfortable. Being carefree. And now from the Saturday session, you are learning what you are learning. Mangalacharan. So one way of Mangalacharan, Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Swastir Bhavatu. Now, because you have understood it clearly, and when your mind translates and understands that may there be happiness for all, you are doing your own practice. You are getting rid of the selfishness. You are breaking that cycle. So selfishness is almost in the middle, and then your mind settles into the higher awareness. There is only one highest. It's better to have the highest goal than many small goals in life. That is the way of Mangalacharan. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. I have repeated n number of times. Perhaps you can start singing that in your mind. Nothing, you need not to say nothing about religious or cult or dogma. It's all about understanding. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. May there be peace for all. So it's not a preaching. We said peace is our essential nature. It is the intrinsic nature, like the sweetness of a sugar. Sugar is found in the candy, it is sweet. In the lemon water, it is sweet. In the plain water, it is sweet. In ice cream, it is sweet. What it means? Oh, that peace, which is the essential nature of each and every person in this group at this moment. Sarvesham, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all. Sense of completeness drops the selfishness. awareness of completeness deeper inside, behind the body and the mind complex, takes us to the pure consciousness. And consciousness cannot be divided, it is only one. You are also conscious, I am also conscious. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Now you see that in the fourth line, it has used the word Mangalam, Mangalacharan, auspicious activity, auspicious behavior. So how come that auspiciousness come? May there be happiness, may there be peace, may there be completeness. Instead, oh, what happened to me today in the morning? I don't know. I'm very sad. So we remove that signboard, I will not change. You see the effect, the impact of this Mangalachara. And now we will continue with the purification of the mind. I'll be going to change the practice after a few weeks. I'm taking that. So you're looking inside the forehead, you're dropping Om Shanti gently. First point of awareness, looking inside, not looking outside. Second point of awareness, in that space you are dropping Om Shanti. Third point of awareness, body remains in the state of sensation, comfort and steadiness. Fourth point of awareness, you start breathing quick and short breath through both the nostrils. The chest breathing seems to be for majority of you. You may find that it is worth doing it. It's enjoying. The mind has no resistance. Om Shanti still continues. Remember, do not forget the Om Shanti. Do not forget the stillness in the body. Do not forget the short and the gentle breathing through both the nostrils, my friend. Just continue. Why you should continue? Your mind is not having any resistance. From where the resistance comes? From these 7 factors. Buried deep inside, it may trigger your mind. Resistance, endure it. From endurance to joy of doing. So what happened? Joy of doing. You are already living into higher awareness. Only a recognition is required. Your mind will resist, endure it, and from endurance go to the joy of doing. And from the joy of doing, it becomes the joy of being. And when it becomes the joy of being, then what happens? You're already there. So So, joy of doing, it means you are working on the mind, and joy of being, you have transcended the mind. Even doing such a active step, yes, that you have to recognize. So the breathing takes the secondary importance. The primary importance is your internalization. Continue breathing. Om Shanti continues. Stillness in the body continues. On a deeper level of awareness, you recognize, is there a resistance or an endurance or a joy of doing or joy of being? Practice, resistance, endurance, joy of doing, joy of being. Continue Om Shanti, continue breathing. Recognize the resistance. When you recognize the resistance, it becomes very easy to endure it. If you don't recognize it, unexamine. Point. Continue. and stop this kind of a breathing, do nothing. Are you in a joy of being? In that joy of being, you are aware of the flow of the breath from both the nostrils, in the state of the stillness in the body, and you will see that as if the mind is living within naturally. Even if there are thoughts and they come and they go, you feel as if they are too far from you. Same thoughts may be there, but they are too far from you. That very recognition is the internalization of the mind. We'll understand each and everything. There is nothing that is blind and you need to believe. In that state of awareness of the flow of the breath, in the state of stillness in the body, and you will see the relaxation in the body. So we say the relaxation is just outside. Sensation, relaxation, and stillness is just outside. Now, can you easily perceive the sensation inside the skin of the body? So, in the beginning, we say it is the state of calmness. And do you see an infinite space or the darkness inside? So, we label in the beginning, for the sake of understanding, that it is the state of quietness. So it is sensation, relaxation, and stillness. So for the sake of understanding and recognition, we say it is outside. And calmness and quietness means the mind continues to be aware of the sensation inside and space inside, calmness and quietness. You have heard about the osmosis, which permeates outside and inside. So that something permeates. We are still aware of the flow of the breath. And in that flow of the breath, you are aware. Just drop Om Shanti on the 16 fingers, 16 segments of the fingers. But what we have learned in that step, we have learned it is the mind's eye, it is the mind's skin, it is the mind's ear, it is the mind's tongue. They are working. So the mind, we are working into the mind, within the mind. Om Shanti, you simply drop it, and because the thumb is not touching the segment of your finger, and still you feel those sensations, they are basically prana, movement of the prana. One factor to remember, others we will talk. What is the one factor? Principle says where the mind goes, there the prana goes. So it means mind's eye is looking at the first segment, dropping Om Shanti with the emotions, and then you feel the sensation. It becomes very intense sometime. Sometime mind is totally absorbed and lost into these. Om Shanti, you are dropping, and it's a free flow of dropping. Om Shanti there. And I'll leave this step also, and the last step, looking inside the cave of your heart, the triangle, equilateral triangle pointing upward of any color, and moving the mind, dropping Om Shanti on each side, clockwise and anti-clockwise, and just see that mind sinks. The movement of the mind, you're saying Om Shanti in the side. So when they sink, that is the moment you start singing mentally Om. And that Om is an indication of pushing the mind deep inside. Mind appears, seems to stop. The moment it stops, you say Shanti, and then do nothing. So when you do nothing, who does anything and everything? I. Well, fourth or the fifth factor. Thought may be there, but it is too far. It's a joy of being is more important to the mind, so it does not uh, run after any thought, feeling, and emotions. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside the palms, know your experiences, bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Vaibhav?
Thank you, sir. So mine was calm, and it was just analyzing that conscious suffering is not designed by the consciousness, but how we interpret our imagination. On that, suffering is decided because we are attached to our imaginations, and
Beautiful.
that will lead to suffering and attachments to our thoughts.
It's a beautiful thought. I believe everyone has understood. Consciousness, as such, there is no suffering in the consciousness. As such, the consciousness does not design the did not design the suffering. So consciousness as such is absence of the suffering. It is the consciousness that reflects into the mind. It gives the wrong interpretation of the outer situation, relations, which is the result of the suffering. Beautiful. Beautiful. I appreciate. How are you, David and Jerry?
Good morning. Thank you. Yeah, Vaibhav very well said. It was a very, I just found myself at an extremely high level of consciousness. By the time we finished the fast breathing, it was kind of a state I'd never really experienced before. And there was just freedom.
Yeah.
And I think if we really understand, kind of back to what Vaibhav said about, you know, the mind, allowing the mind to create the thoughts that we get attached to, well, we can similarly uncreate those thoughts from the mind. So that gives freedom.
Rightly said. If we are attached to the thought which causes the suffering, so it is just the reversing it, just doing the opposite way, and then we recognize that yes, I am into that state of the consciousness. Can that happen 24/7? It is already there. Never ask the question, can it happen? It is there. It is here and now. Beautifully said. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, very deep meditation, and as well, I agree with what he said. It's kind of like your friend or student that's had to file bankruptcy. Yeah. Some may think, oh my gosh, that would be the worst thing that could ever happen, but that's the mind playing tricks on you, because nope, that just is for some people, and you'll get through it, and and you're still at peace.
Yes, you are surprised. You'll be surprised that he's waiting for a session. He said, no, we will have 4 sessions a week. I said, no, we'll have 2 sessions a week, so you have enough time for contemplation. And then I asked him, are you escaping from the real life situation? He said, no, not at all. I'm taking care how this bankruptcy can work and I can get out of it. So that state of the mind can be achieved in any situation, in any adversity. So it proves that there is something that is independent of all this. And what is independent is what we say, real self. Rightly said. Thank you. How are you, Stephen?
Good, sir. Thank you. Today's meditation there was just a distinct line that was drawn. I was able to just be in this self-absorbed space. Not that the thoughts weren't there, but as everybody said, the thoughts, they were there, but they were just there.
Yeah.
It wasn't important. I didn't allow anything to get in the way of just that peace and happiness. And words, the different stages of the meditation were difficult to actually move to the next state because I was just in this place of being in peace. And it was like, okay, I hear that's going on, but I just wanted to stay in that absorbed moment. So I was delayed in everything that was taking place, even coming out of the meditation. So, but it was very, very distinct in that understanding. And I liked that peace and quiet area.
Beautiful. Everyone is sharing some deeper state. And I just gave that a word, a joy of being. After you cross that state of joy of doing, it means the mind is present. And in the joy of being, the mind is aware, is not causing any problem, is distinct. Beautifully said. How are you, Dennis?
I'm fine, thank you. Just some further contemplations on the matter of suffering. So that this suffering is like a product of our incomplete knowledge.
You're right.
When the knowledge becomes complete, more and more complete, the suffering just dissolves.
Yeah.
As far as the meditation, it was quite seamless. I didn't notice any resistance and was observing the space at the end.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. We are going to understand clearly that. So, Master is asking a question in the Gita, are we worthy of suffering? So, our mind in ignorance resists. No, what the heck you are talking about? I have been suffering since the day one. That is why you are crazy. you see that Gita takes you to a totally at a different level. Am I worthy of suffering? Oh, it's such a beautiful. How are you, Brandy?
I'm good, thank you. I picked up during the lesson on, and it's just more of the same of what most people have shared out already today, that, you wake up and you're irritable, but really for no reason, that unexamined
Yes.
state of being, right? That unexamined suffering. And so I applied that during the meditation. I didn't even realize, but you asked a question during the breathing, like, is this endurance? What's going on? And, have a look at this. What's going on? In order to go into that deeper state of being, that joy.
Beautiful. We did for 9 minutes and there was no resistance. So when there is no resistance, who causes the resistance? The mind. And the mind realizing that we are doing it to get out of the ignorance, and still the mind causes the resistance. That is the nature of the mind. That is the nature of the mind. So once I recognize, there has to be a recognition. And when you recognize, you say, goodbye, mind. Beautifully said. How are you, Christina?
I'm good, thank you. I like the use of the word addiction to the thoughts, because it made me think, well, if you want to be free from an addiction, you have to want the pure happiness and peace so much so that you're willing to continue to work to increase the knowledge and turn the mind.
Yes. Yes. This addiction, Krishna, and for everyone, this addiction means that my mind, because of the ignorance and delusion, narrates a story. And it continues to create a story all the time. Continues to. You are under a shower. Oh, it's a cold or hot? It has started the story. You're looking at your honey and honey looks serious. Oh, maybe he or she is serious about me. Unnecessary. It creates an unnecessary, undesirable stories. Oh, my boss didn't say good morning today. Oh, okay, I can understand. I can understand, so I have created a story. So that is what addiction is. And once you get out of that addiction, you are free. How are you, Barbara?
I'm with you. During the breathing process, I developed a very strong tickle in my throat, and I was feeling that I had to cough, but I really didn't want to be disturbed by it, so it just went away. And I'm just thinking, was the tickle created by my mind in the first place?
Yes, it is by the mind. It is by the mind because of some very deep-rooted past impression. It wanted to give a resistance, so it said, okay, mind says, oh, let me do it. Let me do it. But you bypassed it. So if we explore how the mind bypass it, that is just a recognition. That is a matter of awareness, nothing else. Beautifully said. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत अच्छा था सर आज ना अपने आप से मुस्कान आए जा रही थी
Good.
और बहुत अच्छी
Yeah, what she is saying that her mind posted a smile on her cheeks all the time during the practice. So because you feel a sense of release, you feel a sense, oh, everything is gone outside. So please, for God's sake, don't put a signboard. I will not change. I am very sad. So if I'm sad when you wake up in the morning, and if you can make yourself sad, I believe, I have to believe that you can make everyone sad in this world. And that is all for today. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.